Greetings, I'm Elijah, Sun Card 19, and this is the Introduction to the Tarot course. And this is a beginner's course. This is a sort of from the ground up type of course. It's we're going to start from knowing nothing about tarot all the way to being able to read for other people and potentially starting a business. So we're gonna move from nothing to something. This course is not intended for to go from advanced to super advanced, anything like that. This is really for day one people. What do I have to do to learn tarot? Okay. So, who am I? I'm Elijah Hicks. I am a high school math teacher. I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. I have a degree. I graduated from Dell State University. I have a degree in mathematics, and then I have a master's degree from Wilmington University in education. So I think naturally I am an educator and I like to teach. So not only reading tarot was fun for me, but I think it was natural for me to become a teacher of some sort for the tarot. I began reading about 3.5 years ago, and so from that experience I've done a lot of readings, mostly online. I read through I have Instagram and Twitter. Those are sort of my social media outlets, and I have my own website. And people purchase readings from me, and I read, and I do a lot of reading. So it just from the repetition, you could say maybe I'm someone who has 5 or 6 or 7 years of experience, just in 3 years, just because I just have a large volume of reading, give and take. So what is tarot? So tarot is, and here's an example of a tarot deck, the most famous card being the Fool card. People really identify with that card the most. So the tarot deck, what is this? This is a set of 78 cards, and each card, this is the Universal Weight Tarot deck, and I'll put that in the notes, of course. This is a Universal Weight Tarot deck. This course will work well with any Rider-Waite deck. I like the Universal Weight. You can use the traditional, you can use the Waite Smith, the Radiant Waite. We're just going to use a standard traditional tarot deck. Is this the original tarot deck? No. This deck was created probably about 105, 110 years ago, early 1900s. And, we'll get into, the deck and what each card means, and we'll get into how we use tarot to help people, and that's really what it boils down to. How do these 78 cards, plus a reader, plus a question, plus a spread, how does that all come together so that there's something meaningful at the end of a reading that a person could walk away with and something that's useful for them? The big thing is, what is tarot used for? It's used for advice. I use it for advice. I give people advice as far as we'll use these cards we'll flip them over, we'll get some meaning from it, and then we'll extrapolate and try to pull together a story to where that is useful for someone to make a decision of some sort. So I use something for as simple as, should I leave my job? Should I go to college? Should I stay in my relationship? Should I move to California? A lot of questions like that. A lot of things. I personally don't use tarot for health. I stick away for health readings for any reason. I just think that health is so sticky that it's something you should really seek professional advice for in terms of health. Other than that, I just really help people with finances, relationships, jobs. A lot of people feel like, oh, I'm stuck. What advice do I need? Things of that nature, for the most part. The tarot deck is broken down into 2 groups. So the first 22 cards are what's called the Major Arcana. They're here in the Major Arcana. We'll have another video where we'll go through the majors. These are the majors, 22 cards. And then there are 56 Minor Arcana cards, or pip cards as they're called. These cards have the suit cards. And so there are 58 of them. So it's sort of 2 branches together. You have the majors and the minors together to create the tarot deck. So we'll learn them separately, and then we'll put them together. So this is a brand new deck, and they are separated by majors and minors. But I do want to sort of get an idea of preparing for a reading. So how do we prepare for a reading? So what I do is I'll get a question from somebody, whether in person or through video or through internet. And what I'll do is I'll get the question. And what I do is I take a few minutes to sort of relax, meditate. If I'm at home, which I'll have some videos at home to show you different settings, just to show you that tarot can be done anywhere. It doesn't have to be in an altar-like setting. In my home, I do have an altar for reading, but right now I'm at work, so it's just a different setting. It can be done at a coffee shop. It could be done wherever, you know. So what I do is I just relax, take a few deep breaths. I call on God and my higher self and my angels to sort of give me the advice I need, to sort of put me in the right mindset or the right mind frame to prepare me for a good reading. And I'm always asking to be a reflection of what that person needs to know. And what I'm trying to do by reading is get out of the way a little bit. I'm trying to let a higher spirit or a higher source of some sort, whoever it is, it could be that person's spirit guide, it could be an angel, it could be God, it could be an ascended master. I don't know. My job is sort of get out the way a little bit and just let a message flow through. And I do the best I can just to be the messenger. Just let the information flow and let it go. And oftentimes I'll just create a story and I'll let it flow, and it'll be very accurate. I won't know if it's accurate, especially if it's a video reading, because I'll complete the entire reading, mail it off, and then a day later or whenever, the person will give me feedback. I don't know how it works. I don't know, it's spirit speaking through me. It could be my higher self speaking through me, a channeling of some sort, maybe a channeling of some sort, but I just know it works, and I trust my thoughts. I let spirit ride, and it ends up to being very well. Okay, so preparing, I'm relaxing, I'm calming, I'm taking deep breaths. I usually drink water, so I had to drink some water, take a deep breath, get into a meditative state, just very relaxed. You don't really want to rush tarot readings. You just kind of want to be relaxed, and then I shuffle. I shuffle with my left hand, and I just should just send the cards over, and I just send the cards over. And of course, this is a brand new deck, so it's going to take a while. This isn't a tarot card. This is like an advertisement card, and I'm just sending the cards over, and I just shuffle. Now, there's great debate about how many times you should shuffle. Some people say 9 is a great number for shuffling. I have heard 9 a lot. Sometimes I hear 3. It's up to you. It's really up to you. I shuffle. And I keep going, and I just go until I'm ready. And so, when I feel comfortable. And then I'm going to move the camera down a little bit. And when I'm finished shuffling, when I'm ready, I have the question ready, the person's ready. If it's video, the question is ready. And I just do a three stack cut and collect. And I do all that with my left hand. Just the way I was taught, the left hand is sort of the receptive side of the human body. So I'm trying to be in a receptive state. I'm trying to receive the message so that I can give the message out. And then what I do is I flip cards from there. So it's usually a flipping action. Okay, so these are just examples of cards that I'm flipping. Some people flip this way, but I don't. There's no super added value for me in that situation. Okay, so and then I collect in reverse the same way, just sort of flip them back over. So, but that's just an idea, and I'll just show you some more. Sorry, my table. Show you some more idea of just shuffling the cards. And with a brand new deck, you really spend some time with it. What some people do is they take their deck and they wrap it in cloth, and then they put it underneath their pillow and sleep with it for a couple nights, 1 to 2, maybe 5 nights, whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people sort of meditate around their cards just to get comfortable with them. You're just trying to get on the same page as your cards, and whatever that means for you. So that's shuffling, cutting, just sort of preparing for a reading. And let's do a quick course overview. So what can you expect from this course? We're going to go through the majors. We're going to go through the minors. We're going to go do some numerology, We're going to go through each of the minor, so wands, swords, cups, pentacles. We'll go through the court cards. Then we're going to talk about reversals, so that's like when the cards are upside down or not. Then we're going to do a couple reading styles, so yes/no readings. So that's really nice to have a good yes/no reading in your bag as a toolkit. 3-card readings are awesome, especially quick. I use those on Instagram very often. Then we're going to do the Cross of Truth Tarot reading, where that's the major one that I use. It's a 5-card reading. That's the most common one I use in my business. And then we're going to do a Celtic Cross reading. Celtic Cross is like the big, sort of a major, the standard reading, but it's a 10-card reading. It's pretty big. So we'll do that later on. And the last video we'll do in this course is we're going to start doing business, like how do you make this into a business? If you want to make money off of this, or if you want to help this and serve other people, and provide extra income for yourself. So we'll do some things on that. And then this is an introductory video. So maybe at some point I may add more to the end of it. So don't say, oh well, you told us you'd stop at business, but then you added 6 more videos. Well, I may add more videos as they come along. As I think of more things that I could add to the course. So this course will be continuously being added. Things will be added to it. And so 2 more things we get into for this video. I just want to talk about guidelines for reading for other people. Big thing is, here's a very common one. You'll get questions like, is my boyfriend cheating on me? Now, that's not my business. My job is to tap into the person I'm reading for, to tap into their energy. So in that case, what I would do is we would change the question to, what do I need to know to improve my relationship? Because that's what the person wants. They want to know about their relationship. And so that's what they really want. For me to ask about the boyfriend cheating, I need to tap into his energy. I need to tap into his intentions. And I can't do that. I don't want to do that. I don't have permission. When you're reading for someone, you have permission from them to read for them. And you can't really give a whole lot of advice about other people. So, hey, what should my sister do about her husband? It's not my place. I can't read. All I can do is give you advice. What approach should you take to help your sister? I can do that. So that's big. I can't read about other people's actions outside of the reading, other people's intentions outside of the reading, especially when it comes to relationships. And I can't read about health. That's just not my thing. And that's sort of a guideline that I stick by. I don't really give people advice about health. So other people's intentions outside of the reading, other people's actions, and health are the things that I avoid. And the other thing that that I do not include in this course, and it's simply because it's not something that I use, is astrology. Now, there are a lot of people who equate and combine tarot and astrology. They seem to fit well for certain people. But it's not something that I use. It's not something, it's just not my thing. So some advanced readers may combine the two, and maybe if I do an advanced course someday, and if I really get into it, I'll do that. But for the intents and purposes of this beginner course, there will be no astrology involved. So another thing is, we just sort of, when we start getting into the lessons, we're going to do I'll do a few readings at the end, and I'll just flip some cards and say, hey, here's a 2-card reading, interpret these cards, and what you can do is sign into YouTube, and then you can put in the comments, how you would interpret that card. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for participating in this course. Thank you for trusting me to teach you tarot. Some people may say that I'm a young reader and I have no business teaching, but I'm a teacher, and I'm pretty good at tarot, in my opinion, and other opinions of people I read for. So I feel like I have something to offer. So this is an introductory course, a beginner course, ground zero, working our way up. A couple more things I forgot to say in guidelines for reading for other people. You don't want to be under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. Certain things like aspirin or maybe Claritin for sinuses, that's probably okay, but you don't want to have any alcohol. Typically, I won't, if I have a drink, I won't read that night, or I will at least let 3 or 4 hours go by before I do anything tarot related. You also want to make sure that you're awake. You don't want to be too overly tired, and you don't want to be in a rush. So, avoid drugs and alcohol. be focused, and don't be in a rush. The other thing is, if you're going through a terrible situation where you're upset about something and you're angry, you're upset, and you're not focused, it's also not a good time to do tarot reading. So make sure that you're in the right mind state to give someone advice, because that's what you're doing. You're giving someone advice. Okay. So again, thank you for joining this course. I appreciate you, appreciate your time, and I wish you the best as you become a proficient tarot reader. Thank you.